Please like this video. I really need your support right now. It's the only way this story can reach more people. Thank you so much for being here with me and for your support. The band is halfway through a Sinatra cover when I realize Tessa isn't there. Rooftop of the Fulton Grand. The city all lit up, black marble bar catching the lamps like it's proud of itself. Brooke has a hand on my elbow, showing me off to another pair of people I barely know. The sushi guys are burning through tuna like it's a contest. It's smooth, expensive, curated. And there's a gap where Tessa should be. I lean toward Brooke. You seen Tessa? She said she was coming. Her eyes don't flash or narrow, they drop. Like the floor opened. Not irritation. Panic. She turns her face back to the couple and smiles a size bigger. We'll catch up, Brenda, she says, already moving me away. I fish my phone from my jacket. I'll just call her. Maybe she. Brooke's hand snaps out. She smacks the phone from my fingers. It clatters on marble, then tiles. 3 heads turn. The drummer misses a beat. For a second, the night loses sound. Stop making a scene. Brooke hisses through a smile. Enjoy your evening. Leave it. There it is. Not a mood. A block. She's afraid of Tessa talking to me. I pick up the phone, wipe it with a napkin, and slide it back into the inner pocket. My voice stays flat. Noted. If I'd known where it was headed, I would have blown out my own candles and called it a night. A few minutes later, the toasts start. Evan from my office, deadpan guy in a quiet suit, keeps it short. Dan knows how to cut through noise and keep the room calm, he says, raising a glass. Which is ironic, given this rooftop. People laugh. I nod. Brooke takes the mic from the bandleader like she owns the air. To my husband, she says. Everyone knows Dan Ward is steady. He builds real things. He's reliable. And he hates attention. Which is why I did this big, public thing. Laughter on cue. She reaches under the bar and pulls out a small box, glinting under the lamps. I thought he should wear something that matches the man he's become. She pops it open. Gold watch, heavy, old money style. I wear a fitness band every day. I run my fingers along the links. The bandleader holds a note. Brooke leans in, cheek to my cheek, whispering like it's intimacy. This fits a man who knows when to shut up. I smile for the crowd. I can do that. The band kicks in again, the bar resumes its hum, and I put the watch on like it's a cuff. Somewhere between the tuna and the brass solo, I make a quiet adjustment. Tonight isn't a celebration. It's cover. Evan slides up next to me while Brooke hugs her father at the far end. Richard Kane, polished silver hair, an investor who talks like he writes rules. Evan keeps his voice low. You good, he asks. I'm great, I tell him. The phone thing. We'll talk Monday. Copy. He drifts off. I take pictures, make small jokes, thank people. I watch Brooke ignore my mother's questions about Tessa with a breezy wave. Migraine. I watch her keep herself between me and any path to the truth. The watch feels like a lid. On the way down in the private elevator, just the two of us, Brooke watches our reflection. Big boy watch, she says. Time to act like the man you look like. I like the old one fine. Of course you did. You like routines. This is a nudge. Nudges usually don't involve knocking things out of my hand. She exhales like she's exhausted by my tone. You're welcome for your party. I thank you 12 times. I didn't thank you for the part where you tried to keep me from calling your best friend. Tessa's dramatic. It was my night. Yeah. I answer, eyes on our reflection. It really was. 3 days later, Brooke is rolling a carry-on through the doorway, sunglasses, sandals, a joking text to her group chat about sun. Girls trip. She chirps, kissing my cheek and leaving a gloss print I wipe with a paper towel. How long? 3 nights. Maybe 4. Don't touch the thermostat. I set it where I like it. Of course you did. I left meals in the fridge if you get lazy. She smiles like I should be grateful. I'll manage. She's gone with a trail of citrus perfume and the clack of a rideshare trunk. I make coffee, answer a few emails, and finally call Tessa. It goes straight to voicemail. I text you okay? No response. I walk to the gym, run 5 miles, and start a load of towels. It's quiet in a way that should be peaceful and isn't. Doorbell at 8 p.m. On the screen, Tessa. Hoodie, hair scraped back, eyes at war with the rest of her face. I hit accept in the latch. Before I open, I call Brooke. Your friend is at the door, I tell her. I thought she was with you. The voice that comes through isn't vacation. Don't let her in. Tell her to leave. I'm serious, Dan. That's a strong reaction. She's not stable. She'll make up things. I mean it. Close the door. Noted. I hang up and open. Tessa steps past me like the hall is hot. She smells like rain that hasn't started yet. She digs in her bag, hands trembling just enough to catch the light. She tried to put this on me, Tessa says. Said I was the reason she cancels plans, that I'm obsessed, that I want to wreck things. Then she blocked me. So I came here. She hands me her phone. Thread after thread. Screenshots of Brooke's words, Brooke's voice. Pleased with herself. Logistics. He has no idea. Girl's trip is my window. The watch will shut him up. Names I recognize and a couple I don't. Dates that line up with sudden work dinners and late meetings. Options. Tone like she's narrating a game. I sit at the table. Tessa paces, pulling at her sleeve. I told her not to. I told her she was going to ruin it. She said she had it handled. Then she tried to make me the villain. Said if you ever ask, blame it on me. No, you should know. You did right, I tell her. I scroll. My face stays one piece. Tessa stops, points at a voice memo. Play that. Brooke's voice, casual and bright like any day. He's still playing husband while I play options, she laughs. He hates attention. The watch shuts questions down. He'll be busy admiring himself. Another memo. Palm Springs is clean. For days is enough. Tessa presses her palms to the back of a chair. I'm sorry. I look at the table, at her phone, at the way the watch catches the kitchen lights. I woke up. She flinches like I slapped the air. What do you want me to do? Nothing. You did enough. I hand the phone back. Go home, Tessa. If she reaches out, ignore it. And thanks. She'll spin this, Tessa says. She'll say I'm jealous. Whatever she throws at you, it's projection. She can throw. My side doesn't move. Tessa steps toward the door, then turns. You were good to her. You don't deserve this. Deserve is a strange currency, I answer. I deal in facts. She leaves. I print. I haven't used the printer this much since the day we closed on this place. Page after page. I lay them out on the kitchen table in lines. Dates, times, notes, a map, and the path it shows. I pour a glass of water, sit in the chair I always sit in, and make a call to a number Evan sent me last year when his brother-in-law needed help. Marcus Hill, a voice says. Clipped. Marcus, it's Dan Ward. Evan gave me your contact. I need to run a hypothetical. We work hypotheticals for an hour. He doesn't ask for drama. I don't give it. He tells me what is and isn't necessary, what's noise, what's useful. We talk about accounts, the lease, the storage unit Brooke insisted on 4 seasonal pieces. We talk about timing. When I hang up, the wall clock says 12:14. I sleep for 3 hours with a legal pad by the bed. I wake at 5 and keep moving. At 9:30 the next morning, the front door opens like a commercial. Brooke walks in with a tan she didn't have time to earn, oversized coffee, and a rolling carry-on that bumps my shoe. She doesn't say hello. She frowns at the thermostat. Did you mess with this? It's stuffy. It's 72, I tell her. You set it there. It feels warmer, she says, sliding her glasses to her head. We'll get the vents cleaned. She sets the coffee down and surveys the kitchen like she's evaluating a flip. The printer is still warm. The pages turn the table into a mosaic. Brooke goes still. Then she performs. A smile, light, airy. What is all this? She chuckles. Oh my God, Dan, did you print our banter? This is creepy. Your banter. I correct, tapping a highlighted line. That one is my favorite. She steps closer, reads, and flinches at the sound of her own words. She looks at me, trying on expressions like outfits. Okay, she says. This is out of context. We joke. You know how I talk. If you take screenshots of any chat, it looks bad. You're doing a lot. I'm done doing a lot, I answer. So Tessa came here. Of course she did. She's obsessed with me. I told you she was a problem. You always underestimate how much attention she needs. She didn't ask for attention, I say. She brought facts. Facts, she repeats. Cute. Dan, you're being dramatic. I take a breath. It's not a speech. It's a verdict. I'm filing for divorce. Today. She blinks. The smile drops like a coin. Excuse me. I'm not asking permission. Let me pause the story for just a second. If you're still here, please hit the like button. It really helps YouTube recommend this story to more people. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to the story. You don't get to. She stops, recalibrates. You're overreacting because you're sensitive about the party. Yes, I snapped about the phone. I apologized. The watch was a nice gift. I'm sorry you don't like nice things. But to jump to breaking a marriage? Because you got in your head? Grow up. The watch was a lid, I say. The party was a stage. The phone was control. The trip was cover. I've got your words. I don't need your spin. She picks up a page, laughs through her nose. We were joking. Play options is sarcasm. Don't be literal. Say it into a mirror, I tell her. See if it sounds better. Her mouth tightens. You know who my father is. I do. He's not my husband. He won't let you humiliate me. He has ways. You'll lose everything. I don't need your father's approval for my life, I answer. And I'm not humiliating you. You wrote these. You handed me the ending. Her hands curl on the page. We can fix this, she says. Let's sit down with Richard. Let's get guidance. We don't blow up a brand because of a bad week. There's your word, I say. Brand. You keep a brand. I keep my self-respect. Her voice ices. You want to do this hard? Fine. I'll tell people you've been paranoid. That you grabbed my phone. That you tried to control who I see. That you've been unstable. People believe me, Dan. They always have. Tell what you want, I reply. I won't be there to hear it. She looks past me, calculating. So you've already called someone. Marcus Hill. She freezes just enough to satisfy something in me. You called a lawyer. I called an adult. I'll keep this simple. We're separating finances today. The joint card pauses at noon. I moved my personal deposits yesterday. I'll stay at the loft on Lake for a few weeks. You can stay here while you figure out your next address. I cancel the charity gala next week. If anyone asks, we're taking space. You're not canceling the gala, she snaps. Richard is hosting a table. Then I'm canceling my seat. You can tell him you found someone more on brand. You are not torpedoing. I'm removing my face from your brochure. She grabs for the watch at my wrist. Give me that. I step back. No. It was a gift. It's a symbol, I tell her. I unfasten it and set it on the table between the pages, like a coin at checkout. Too heavy for me. The air goes hard. She stares at the watch, then at me. This is a tantrum. It's a decision. She breathes in, breathes out. Then, the pivot, the softening. She steps close, sets her hand on my chest like she's been there all along. Hey, she murmurs. We've been tense. That's on me. I took on too much. I wanted your birthday to be perfect. I pushed. I can say I'm sorry without qualifiers, okay? We can recalibrate. No girls' trips. No big parties. Just us for a while. Dinner at home. I'll put the phone away. I'll make your favorite chicken. We won't talk about my father. Just you and me. It would play for most people. It almost plays for me. Almost. I step around her, pick up the watch box, and close it. Thanks for the script, I say. I'm moving forward anyway. Her hand drops. She looks at the pages again, knows I'm past the point where tone fixes anything, and switches to pressure. You walk out now. You're done in this town, she says. Richard will make calls. Doors will close. I build. Doors don't intimidate me. Her face does a small, angry laugh. You think you're special. No, I answer. Just done. I leave her with a kitchen that looks like a crime lab and a watch that's not going back on my wrist. In the bedroom, I pack into a duffel, jeans, shirts, toiletries. In the closet, I pull my running shoes. She watches from the doorway. You're really doing this, she says, like amazement is a last tactic. You already did. On my way out, I take the framed wedding photo off the console and lean it face down. Not dramatic. Practical. I don't want glass giving me a look when I come back to pick up mail. Down on the street, the day smells like someone rained 2 blocks over. I drive to the loft near the river I use for work overflow. Exposed brick, no apology. I change the door code. I text Evan, need a favor. Privacy. He responds with a thumbs up and a time. I spend the afternoon closing loops. The joint card pauses. The utility account split. The cloud albums back up to a vault she can't see. I schedule a visit with Marcus for 2. I email a few clients about a temporary change in availability, nothing dramatic. I send a single message to my parents, taking space. I'll call tonight. No details. At 2, I walk into Marcus's office. Neutral carpet, legal pad, A secretary who looks like she's seen everything and chooses to see nothing. Marcus shakes my hand. Let's formalize, he says. Clean and quick, I tell him. I don't need a victory lap. I need a clean exit. We'll start with a statement of intent, he says. You've already separated funds? Yes. Good. Keep communication in writing. No speeches. No accusations. Facts, logistics. I can do that. He outlines steps. He tells me what not to post, what not to say. He asks if there's domestic hostility. Verbal, I answer. Public disrespect. He checks boxes. He's all calm. I write checks. It's not fun, but it's easy. Clarity is always easy once you commit. When I leave, Evan is waiting in the lobby. He studies my face. She broke something, he says. And I'm done fixing it. What do you need? Monday, we split teams on the Benson project. You keep external. I'll move internal. Also, if my name is on anything card-related with your Friday happy hour, take it off for now. Clean lines. Done, he says. You want me at your place tonight? I'm good. He nods. For what it's worth, last weekend, I saw the phone thing. You don't do that to a partner. That was my first clear signal, I tell him. Took me 3 days. Still faster than most. On my way back to the loft, my phone buzzes with a message from Brooke. A photo of the watch on the kitchen counter, next to a handwritten note. I'm sorry. Come home. We can talk tonight. I'll make dinner. Please. Mid-turn. She can do sweet if it gets her position back. I text a clean reply. I won't be home tonight. Please send anything important by email. At 6, my neighbor from the hallway, Mrs. Alvarez, knocks on the loft door. She's 80 if she's a day, with a habit of watering the plants she thinks I neglected. I heard you moving around, she says. You never stay here. You sick? Just working late for a while. She squints. You want me to feed the cat? I don't have a cat. You should get one. Quiet company. I'll think about it. I tell her, and mean it. That night, Brooke calls. I let it go to voicemail. She texts again. I'm outside the loft. Let me up. I don't buzz her in. 10 minutes later, a rattling at the door handle, then a knock. I open a crack. She stands there with a casserole dish and eyes too wide. You're really doing the code change thing, she says. Boundaries, I answer. She holds up the dish. I brought dinner. Your favorite. Can I come in? No. You won't even let me apologize? You already did, I say. You meant the apology is currency. It doesn't spend here. She exhales in frustration. You don't have to be cruel. This is not cruelty, I tell her. This is an adult saying no. She puts the dish on the hall table like she's making an offering. Fine. One question. What do you want from me to fix this? Nothing, I answer. That's the point. Her mouth works, like the word is new. So you'd rather throw everything away than accept that sometimes people talk big and move on. You didn't move on, I tell her. You moved around it. You built a system. She lifts a shoulder. Everybody manages public and private. Then manage your public without me. I start to close the door. She wedges a hand. We have the gala next week. People will ask. You'll say I'm sick. That makes me look. Find another line. You're quick. She yanks her hand back. I will not be the one who looks weak. That's not my assignment. She stares at me like she can will me back into place. When she sees that trick fail, her voice goes wobbly. I don't want to lose you, she whispers. There it is. The second illusion. Too much softness, too late. I set my palm on the door, steady. You never had me the way you wanted, I tell her. You had my time. It's spent. She leaves the dish. I leave it to cool. The door closes. It's quiet again. The next morning, I wake before the sun and run on the treadmill in the loft gym. I send a simple email to Brooke with bullet points. I'll pick up the rest of my things on Saturday at 10. Please be out between 9:30 and noon. Separate bills in effect today. Keys stay with you. I will communicate through email only. Phone is for emergencies. I'll cancel my seat at next week's gala. Please adjust your plan accordingly. She replies at 7:30. You're not taking the rugs. They were my choice. I respond, keep the rugs. At 9, Richard calls. It's inevitable. His voice is a wall of confidence. Dan, he says, what's this I hear about you storming out? I didn't storm, I answer. I stepped out. You're overreacting. 2. He pauses, annoyed that I asked, then powers ahead. Brooke is emotional. She went too far planning your birthday. Don't make permanent decisions because of a blip. It wasn't a blip, I say. I'm not discussing details with you. His tone sharpens. You're making a mistake. The optics are terrible. We are invested in you as a couple. Our circle. I'm not a portfolio, I answer. I'm a person who doesn't tolerate contempt. He snorts. You think you'll do better outside this? Grow up. There it is, I tell him. Appreciate the clarity. He goes colder. If you embarrass my family, I won't be helpful when you need me. I haven't needed you yet. You will. We'll see. I hang up before he can make it a monologue. I text Marcus. Her father called. I didn't engage. Marcus replies, good. Silence is leverage. Saturday arrives. I park in the loading zone with a rental cargo van and a clean plan. Evan meets me at the building. I'm here because witnesses are helpful, he says. You just want to judge my taste in lamps, I tell him. Also true. Brooke isn't there. She respected the window, or she wanted no part of watching me take myself away. I load clothes, framed photos of my parents, the toolbox, the bikes. Evan grabs the heavy bins without comment. I leave the rug, because who cares, and the couch, because I don't want 10 shared stories under me in a new place. Let me pause the story for just a second. If you're still here, please hit the like button. It really helps YouTube recommend this story to more people. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to the story. On the kitchen table, the gold watch sits exactly where I left it. A note next to it, in Brooke's handwriting. If you change your mind, wear this tonight. Evan picks up the watch and whistles. Nice. Too loud, I say. I place it in the box again and leave the box on the table. I open a drawer, find the old fitness band, and snap it on like a return to sanity. On my way out, the door opens. Brooke stands there in leggings and a messy ponytail like a set designer picked casual vulnerability. She takes in the boxes. So, you're really making it official, she says. It already is. She steps aside as I pass. You could have waited, she says. We had events. People. Timing. You cared about timing, I answer. I care about respect. Respect is complicated. No, I say. It's simple. Outside the apartment, in the hallway, our neighbor Mr. Green is fussing with a delivery he ordered from some meal service. He glances at us, then at the van, then decides to be part of it. Everything okay? He asks. Just moving, I tell him. Brooke forces a laugh. He's dramatic. Always better to be decisive, Mr. Green says, oblivious and helpful. My ex-wife made lists for 2 years. Thank you for the pep talk, I tell him, and keep moving. Back at the loft, I arrange what I brought in a way that says temporary, but mine. I hang a couple of photos. I put the toolbox under the sink. I set the coffee maker on the counter and toss the pods Brooke liked. I go for real beans. It's petty and not. It's me. In the afternoon, Brooke texts, dinner? Neutral ground? We can talk terms. I'll be reasonable. My reply, email Marcus. She answers with a string of angry faces I ignore. Then, fine. If you want to be a martyr, be a martyr. People will see. At 8, I get another message, a video this time from some rooftop I recognize. Brooke is at a table with 3 people from her circle, laughing too hard at something. The caption, back to life. No hard feelings. She wants me to see her unbothered. She wants the optics back. I put my phone face down and finish a deck for a Monday meeting. Sunday morning, Tessa texts, I'm sorry again. I won't bother you anymore. I reply, you didn't bother me. Stay away from the spin. She sends a thumbs up and a single line. You looked out for yourself. Good. Monday, I walk into the office at 8, earlier than usual. Evan meets me at the whiteboard, already dividing tasks. You good to lead internal? He asks. I'm better than good. I'm present. At 10, Brooke shows up at my office lobby. It's the one place I didn't expect her. Evan comes to my desk. She's downstairs. Your call. I stand. I'll go down. Witnesses help. In the lobby, people are moving through their own mornings. Brooke waits by the desk, in a tasteful dress. Hair done, everything put together with intent. She smiles at the receptionist, who smiles back because that's her job. Morning, I say. Can we talk somewhere private? We can talk here. Her jaw tightens. You really want to do this in front of people? I don't want to do it at all, I answer. But here we are. She sighs like she's the patient one. Okay, I heard from Marcus. We'll keep it clean. I appreciate that. But the gala, I need you there. Just this one. Then we go quiet. It matters to Richard. And what do I get in exchange for putting on a suit and faking togetherness? Less noise, she says. People won't ask questions. I like questions, I say. They sort things out. She steps closer. Please. For me. For your image, I correct. For our reputation. You can have yours, I tell her. I've set mine. She lowers her voice. You really want to embarrass me? I'm not your PR. She shows the last card. If you're not there, Richard pulls his commitment from your Benson project. He said it to me this morning. Richard didn't fund Benson. I say. We built that without him. He can't pull what he didn't put in. She stands there, empty-handed for once. And for 20 seconds, we just breathe the same lobby air and pretend it isn't over. Then she tries tenderness again. I miss you, she says softly. I wake up and reach for you. You reach for the roll, I say, and he's not available. I turn toward the elevators. She calls after me. Dan. I look back. You were supposed to be steady, she says. I built around that. You mistook steady for blind, I answer. Won't happen again. Evan's waiting when I come back upstairs. You okay, he asks. I'm lighter. He nods. We're set for noon with Benson. Good. At lunch, while we're going over specs with the client, my phone lights up with a call from Richard. I let it ring. He texts, last chance. Don't make an enemy. I don't reply. I put the phone in a drawer. The meeting goes smoothly. Work is clean when you pull drama out of the pipes. By Thursday, the papers are signed and the process is in motion. Marcus emails timelines. Brooke's emails are dry now, bullet points and dates. No more lurching sweetness, no fresh anger. Just logistics. I respect logistics. They're honest. Friday, I stop by the apartment to pick up mail that didn't forward yet. Brooke sits at the kitchen island with a spreadsheet open. She doesn't stand. You forgot the ceramics your sister made, she says, nodding to a box. I'll get them. She looks at the table, bare now except for a vase and a ring of where the watch box Saturday. You left the watch. It wasn't mine, I say. It was a message, I answer. I read it. She rubs her temples like she's tired of me interpreting things. You know, if you'd asked me why I did the party the way I did, you would have told a story, I say. I'm done with bedtime stories. She laughs without humor. Enjoy your monk phase. It's not a phase, I tell her. It's freedom. From what? She asks. From needing your approval. That lands. She looks at me with a mix of pity and spite. You'll miss me. I'll miss what I thought we had. Which wasn't this. She gestures at the empty space around us. You think this will make you attractive to the next woman? A guy who bailed. A guy who walked when respect left. I correct. She shakes her head. Men like you always come back. Not this one. I pick up the box of ceramics and the bundle of mail. As I reach the door, she says my name one more time. Dan. I turn my head. What's your line? She asks. What do you tell people when they ask? That I ended a situation that didn't deserve me. She smiles like she hates it. That's neat. It's accurate. Do you at least wish me well? She asks, a last strange olive branch. I wish you what you earn, I say. Goodbye, Brooke. I leave the keys on the console and step out. As the elevator doors slide, I feel the final click of a lock I installed myself. The next month, I move into a townhouse on a quiet street with a tree that leans like it's listening. I buy a used truck that does what I ask without flair. I set up a rack in the garage for my tools and start going to the gym with Evan at 6. I stop answering calls after 9. I take my parents to dinner and listen to my dad tell the same story I always liked about the year he fixed a roof in a storm because a family needed it done. I meet someone without trying. Lena, a project manager from a supplier, at a coffee shop where her order is sensible and her laugh is not a performance. We don't rush anything. I keep it private. I take a picture of my new living room with sunlight on clean floors and send it to my sister. She writes back, proud of you. From mutual acquaintances, I hear pieces about Brooke. Nothing detailed. That the gala was fine and then the wheels squeaked. That Richard is taking space from everyone as he does when optics sour. That the friend group split into those who like a story and those who prefer silence. That the watch is now her father's, it was wasted joke at a golf lunch. I don't participate. One Saturday, I'm at the hardware store buying sandpaper when I pass an end cap of shiny timepieces. I think about lids. I think about the night on the rooftop when the phone hit tile and the laughter stopped. I think about Tessa at my door with trembling hands and enough courage to bring the truth. I drive home on Lakeshore, the water doing what it always does, and park in front of the townhouse. Inside, the air is 68 because that's what I like. I make coffee that tastes like coffee. I roll out blueprints on my table and get back to work. My phone buzzes once, a message from Lena. You around this afternoon? I answer, yeah. She replies, bring that steady voice. I smile, pull on a jacket, and head out. People ask me what happened. Not many, but a few who matter. I keep it short. She needed an audience, I tell them. I needed respect. I chose respect. And if they press, I add one line that covers the closing chapter, the gift, the party, the rooftop, the watch, the trip, the texts, the kitchen, the door, the lobby, and the last word. I don't stay where I'm managed.